I don't like to think about what Arran's life would be like if we didn't have the Cerebral Palsy Alliance. Really, he is where he is today because of them. Those 3 gorgeous therapists sitting on our lounge, just making us feel like it was all going to be okay, and it has been and will continue to be. Arran has mixed spastic dystonic cerebral palsy, and it affects all 4 limbs. When I rang the Cerebral Palsy Alliance, when they had flagged for us about that, and I explained to them the symptoms, his sort of presentation and what the doctors had told us, and then they said that they would pick him up for services and allocate him a speech pathologist, an occupational therapist and a physiotherapist, and they actually came to our house for the first appointment. And in fact, I can still see those 3 delightful girls sitting on our lounge talking to us. And you say, did it bother us, the diagnosis? No, because they, like everybody else, just made us feel like it'll be all right, we're all in it together. Really, that's how they made us feel. And we've been all in it together. Well, he didn't have an official diagnosis of cerebral palsy till 18 months, but by about 4 to 6 months, the paediatrician had flagged that maybe cerebral palsy. And then the Cerebral Palsy Alliance, we started there at 12 months. The fact that they early on noticed that maybe he may have cerebral palsy and that we were picked up so early for services has really meant that he's where he is today because of that early intervention and early diagnosis. Richard took Arran off to a physiotherapy session with Airlie at Ryde, and they tried walking in a K-walker. And Airlie was so worried because I wasn't there to see it. She sent the K-walker home with Richard so he could, and then he took his first steps in the walker by himself on his 2nd birthday. It was amazing. Early on, the neurologist wasn't sure whether Arran would walk. I can't tell you how amazing it was to see Arran take those first steps. I knew he would always walk, but I can't describe what it was like to see him. For Arran, it's meant that he can come to school and access the school, because although it's fairly accessible, he does need to do some bits out of his walking frame. Our experience with school has been amazing. I spoke with the principal here. Roxy was here. I said, we've got a younger brother. He has cerebral palsy. This is his school. I then worked with the Cerebral Palsy Alliance. There's a liaison lady, and she worked with us with the school. Look, we did started to do some things in occupational therapy for him, but really they just, I guess, wanted him physically able to come to school, and then everything else would come from that. I hope for Arran that he's able to live independently and have a job and just a regular life. Whatever makes him happy will make us happy.
Hello, my name is Andrew. I am 10 years old and I'm in Year 4. When I grow up, I would like to be a Paralympian, maybe a news reporter and a Prime Minister.
My favourite thing about Arran is his sense of humour. He is just a delight. He can see the funny side of everything, and that will stand him in the best stead for life going forward. Without early intervention from the Cerebral Palsy Alliance, I'm certain that Arran wouldn't currently be walking and talking. He would never have been able to come to this school. I really don't like to think about what life would be like for him. It's almost incomprehensible for me to think that 80,000 people would take the time to take 10,000 steps a day to help people like Arran and others. Thank you. Thank you for taking the time.
Thank you for doing STEPtember and helping kids like me.